to present about my final project, main modify. And the reason why I'm speaking English right now, because I think that this is a great opportunity for me to practice the presentation skill in English. Therefore, I would like to make an apology if anyone feels it inconvenient or disturbing. Yeah. Okay. So moving on. Today, my agenda will cover 4 main items. First up is the business context. Next up is problem state and solution. The third one will be the process overview, and the last one will be the more and the future. For the business context, I would like to go through the definition of financial literacy, which is defined as the ability to understand and use various financial skills. These include being able to manage your money, carry out budgeting, or making investments. And according to Backbase, a Dutch company specializing in digital transformation platforms for banks, about 67% of Vietnamese feeling overwhelmed about financial management. This rate ranks as the second highest among 10 countries in the Asia Pacific region, just behind Thailand. And in contrast, only 11% of Vietnamese individuals feel optimistic about their financial situation. And for many people, the biggest challenge in the financial management is saving money. So this is quite understandable considering the case like me or like many friends of mine who has been working for several months or several years but hasn't been able to save much money. So next up, I would like to share about the problem. So as far as I researched, there's 4 main pain points that the user are facing. The first one is lacking of visibility and control. There's many individuals have limited visibility into their spending habits, making it challenging to understand where their money is going. And without a clear overview about their finance, it becomes difficult to make a financial decision and or set realistic budget and identify the area to improvement. The second one will be the manual and time-consuming process. Traditional financial management methods often involve manual entry of transactions. Like me, I used to use Google Sheet, requiring the user to spend significant time and effort inputting the data. And so this process can prone to the error and can be tedious and discouraging individuals from consistently tracking their expense and manage their finance effectively. Next up is missed payment deadline and late fees. With multiple bills to manage, credit bill or utility payment, individual may struggle to remember payment due date, leading to the missed deadline and incurring unnecessary late fees. This problem is exacerbated by lacking of timely reminders and notification, making it challenging for individuals to stay on top of their financial obligations. And the last one will be the limited financial education and guidance. Also, many people in Vietnam lack access to comprehensive financial education and guidance, which hinder their ability to make informed financial decisions. Without the necessary knowledge and resources, individuals may find it challenging to plan for the future, save effectively, or invest wisely. So that's why I come up with Modify. And the background of Modify is from the growing need of the financial literacy and the increasing reliance on the technology, since most of us all have a smartphone right now. So Modify aims to provide a convenient and user-friendly platform for individuals in Vietnam and in the whole world in further. to manage their personal finance effectively. And we offer a range of service, including expense tracking, budgeting, bill payment reminder, and bank account synchronization. So I would like to go through some of the key features of Monify. First up is financial visibility. Monify provides the user with a clear overview of their finance, allowing them to track and analyze their income, expense, and saving all in one place. Next up is expense management. User can easily categorize and track their expense, helping them identify areas where they can cut costs or save money. The third one will be budgeting tool. Monify will offer robust budgeting feature, allowing users to set the financial goals, create personalized budgets, and track their progress toward meeting their goals. Next up is transaction synchronization. By integrating with user bank account, Monify automatically sync transaction data, saving user time and effort in manually enter their financial information. And next up is the financial insight. Monify generate the personal financial insight and report, giving the users a deeper understanding about their spending and their saving potential. And the lastly will be secure data protection. We will prioritize the security and privacy of user, implementing an encryption protocol and security measures to safeguard the sensitive financial information. So these valuable features and benefits make Monify a valuable tool for users to take control of their finance and achieve their financial goals. Next up, I will go through our process overview. This is the context diagram. Since Monify have the feature which is called bank synchronization, we will need to sync up with the banking system, and the banking system will giving back to the Monify system about the customer transaction history and authentication token. I would like to go to the business process mirror. I'm so sorry. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay, so sorry for that. So there will be three main flow. First up is the user also consider a UI and the Monify system and the banking system. So please help note this is just a business process for the sign up and the setup profile. And first up, the user will download Monify and open it. Then the user will find the onboarding screen, and when they click get started, they will be directly to the sign up process. And the user needs to provide some of the account information for the Monify to validate and verify the uniqueness of the email. If the email is unique, we will create and store a customer login credential on Monify app database, and we will display a choose currency screen. The choose currency screen is the first step of the setup profile. The user can choose to skip this, and they can customize it in the setting feature when they enter the app. So for the choose currency screen, when the user set up the referred currency, Monify system will say the customer referred currency and then display a create wallet screen. And if the user choose the bank synchronization, they will have to choose the bank card that they are using and input their full name. By that, the Monify will send an API request to the selected bank, and then the banking system will verify the customer name. If the banking system found the customer on their database, the bank will display the type of account or card screen that the user wanted to see. And next up, the banking will the bank will request the user to input the account information and then generate an OTP for the user. The user will be required to input the OTP correctly, and the banking system will validate the information and the OTP at the same time in order to generate and send an authentication token to Modify. And when the Modify system receives and they will store the token, we will display and choose period screen. The user will be asked to choose a period, a duration of the transaction. It can be 3 months or 6 months. And the user will find the setup budget screen. So the user also needs to fill in some of the general information and allocate the amount for different expense category. And they will receive a budget summary screen. And this is the end of the setup account. It might be very confusing for you right now. Therefore, I would like to present it in my prototype. Okay, so this is the onboarding screen, and there will be some of the 3 main features of Modify here. And when the user click Get Started, they will be able to into the sign up process. If they are already a member, they will be navigated to the sign in. So when signing up, the user will be required to input some of the full name, email, and password. And click sign up. And there will be an OTP send it to their email. If they input the OTP correctly, the account, the success screen will be displayed. And like I mentioned before, this is the first step of the setup profile process. The first one is choose the currency. For this one, I will choose the Vietnam đồng. And then moving on to the create wallet process. The user will find like a general information about synchronizing with your online banking. And for this case, there will be a lot of like banks that have been agreed to synchronize with Modify. For this case, I will choose Studimo for the second bank. And the user will be required to input the full name and then click verify. And then it will be navigated to the second bank screen. This is the second bank system. And the user can choose the bank account or the second bank card. There are many cards of the banking system has, like transaction account or credit or debit and so on. And they will be asked to input the card number, also the expiry date or the CVV, and click continue. And they will be required to enter the OTP that has been sent to their phone number. Oh, I'm sorry for this. A little bit stuck. Okay, so moving on to the setup budget screen. Okay, so I will do more like household budget for monthly. Yeah, the start day will be the first day of the month. And there will be 5 main categories, which include income. For this case, it's around 10,000 million dong Vietnam. And for the housing category, if the user inputs some of the like smaller category like internet, telephone, electricity, and water, it will automatically minor the total income of it. Yeah. And for food, also similar with the housing and the lifestyle also. Yeah, this is the saving. And For the saving, I would like to like 3 million down. And when the user click continue, this is the 5 main default category that Modify are offer. Modify is offer. I'm sorry. That the user can choose to modify and to change it later. And then the user will be navigated to the home page. This will be overview picture for the user can see the current balance or the recently transaction of the second bank that they had just synced with the Modify. For the recently transaction, there will be a list of transaction and the statuses feature. Yeah, for the May of 2023, you have been using like 21% of housing, 39% of lifestyle, 50% of food, or 10% of savings, like so on. And I will create a filter for it, like day, week, month, year, or period. The user can choose like whatever they want for the period. And there will be a statistic for the expense and income too. Moving on to the budget, it's quite similar with the setup provided you see before. Yeah, but the user can choose to customize the like instead of 5 category, they can also add like another smaller category and so on like that. And for the profile, there will be some of the features such as as far as I research, it's not just only that you could sync the banking transaction only, but there will be some uncategorized transaction. Therefore, I create the category rules feature, and the user can view the uncategorized transaction here. Like this, there's many like unnamed category that being divided, and the user can choose to click on that transaction and choose the categorized the category that they want, and or they can choose the action there, which is assigned to a category or adding or any condition to it. So I would like to talk more about the state diagram for uncategorized transaction for you guys to have a clear overview. There will be like 3 main rules for it. First up, when the Modify receives the transaction from the bank, Modify will, based on the transaction amount, is it positive or is it negative, to classify it as income or expense. If it's expense, Modify will have a rule of business sector. Business sector is mean that the business area that business registered to the government. Like I'm having a restaurant, we will classify it as food and beverage and so on. And if it doesn't match, we will have a keyword rule that has been identified from the bank. And if it doesn't match the keyword too, we will base on the user note. Like some of us, we will input the note when we transfer the money to someone else. But if it doesn't match any kind of any rules of this, we will classify it as uncategorized transaction. And this is the this is the business sector rule example for you guys to have a clear overview, such as food and beverage, clothing, entertainment, transportation, and so on. And this is the product rollout plan for Modify. First up is the core feature, such as bank synchronization, statistics, expense tracking, budgeting, saving goals, and transaction categories, like I just said before. The next up will be the premium plan. So in order to make money for Modify, the banking synchronization feature will only able for the premium user after 3-month trial for the Modify. And we will collect the user feedback and their engagement in order to identify the areas for improvement. The MVP3 will be the utility integration. My ideal plan will be Modified can sync up with the government for the utility payment and enable users to directly pay on Modified for utility bills. And we will also develop the bill reminder feature also. Yeah, so that's pretty much about my presentation